To feed my starter, I just have about a tablespoon of the mother or the starter. To that I'm adding a third, will it go in? Third of a cup of flour and a third of a cup of water. I'm just going to stir together. I've mixed it all up. Put a rubber band to mark where the top is, and when it rises I'll use it. I'll do the drop test first. Put a teaspoon in water. If it floats, it's ready to use. You can use any flour you want. I'm now going to set this with the lid on. Mother has doubled in size, so it's ready for baking. I'm going to add 300 ml of nice warm water. I'll just add some more. To that we're going to add our mother. We need 100 grams, and the mother should be floating, and it's ready. Perfect. We're going to just mix the mother in with the nice warm water just to break her up a bit. Then we're going to add our flour. You can use any flour you want. Tar it. Now we need 450 grams of flour. My sourdough mother is rye, and I'm adding white flour. So, oh, there we go. Let's take out a little bit of that. Oops, put a little bit back. Now to that we're adding 2 teaspoons of salt. I've put the salt in. I'm just going to, which comes to about 10 grams. Just mix that through, and then I'm going to make a mess because I'm holding the phone with one hand as I'm trying to mix with the other. So we're going to mix this together, then I'll come back to you. Okay, back again. It's really quite sticky. Now what we do is I've made sure everything's incorporated, all the flour. We're just covering it with a tea towel and let it rest for half an hour. Half an hour's up. It's first pull time, so we're going to stretch, fold. We do this about 8 times. Stretch and fold. You can see it's getting more elastic. This is just the first fold. It develops within the next few folds as well. I'll do the last few off camera because it keeps moving, and we'll come back, cover it, and be back in half an hour. Second stretch. My hands are wet. It's gonna, oh, look how stretchy it is now. And fold. Second stretch this is. So we do it about 6 times, or when the elasticity stops. If it sticks to your hands, just wet it again. Wet your hands again. And now we're going to rest this again. Stopping now for another half an hour and come back for the next stretch. It's third fold. Now I'm just going to wet my hands, make sure they're clean, and then fold. I'm just going to see how much it stretches. It doesn't break, it's stretching. Nice and gentle. This is the last stretch. 4 times I'll be able to do this. And then we're going to rest it for about 3 hours here in Alice Springs because it's warm. Some places might need 5. And then we're going to come back and do some prep before it sits in the fridge. 4. Now it can just sit for 3 hours. It's taking it all out now. It's rested for a few hours. I've got a tiny bit of flour so it doesn't stick. We're just going to spread it out and fold, fold. The idea is to get it nice and tight. it's nice and spongy. Once we've done that, we're just going to fold it all in and make it nice and tight at the top by pushing down, so my fingers are curling in, making the top nice and tight. And we're just going to let it sit there and rest for half an hour. Then we'll come back and do the same thing and put it in the Banneton. It has rested now for half an hour. I'm going to stretch it and do the same type of folds. Unfortunately, I'm holding it myself, so it's a little bit hard. So once again, stretch it into an oblong. And then we're going to do the book fold and then fold it around. Little bit hard one-handed. I'll have to put it down, I think. Oh, I might be able to do it. So this is the second time we're doing this, getting it nice and tight. My hands are a bit sticky, so I've got some flour. And now we're going to put it into a tight ball once again. It's in its tight ball now. I'm going to put the nice shiny side down in my Banneton. Now I want to make sure it's nice and tight. It looks pretty good. If it wasn't tight, I would just pull this up either side and just make it tighter. The idea is it gets nice and tight. And then we're going to put it in the fridge uncovered, just in its Banneton, in this. Let it sit there overnight. It will most probably drop a little bit, don't worry. And tomorrow we're going to take it out the fridge and cook it. This time I'm going to bake my sourdough in a cold oven. This hasn't risen. It's from yesterday. It's been in the fridge overnight after mixing it with my recipe. I'm going to put it in the cold Dutch oven. First I'm going to score it and then put it in. Nice size, hand size, quite little, very short. It's scored. I'm going to spray it with a little bit of water, put the lid on, stick it in a cold oven at 230 for 50 minutes. 50 minutes is finished. I put it in a cold oven. This will be very interesting. Never done this before. Let's see if it's actually oven sprung. Oh wow. Okay, I'm going to pause and take it out and show you. So this is it after 50 minutes. It has risen beautifully. Obviously you can see how big it is. So that's in a cold oven, 50 minutes, and then I left it to get a bit darker with the lid off for about 5 minutes. And it is as good as if we did it the old-fashioned way. New method, yay!